Unfortunately, buying jerseys could be a really, really expensive hobby. So how do we get it for cheap? So in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys all my tips and tricks on how to get jerseys for cheap or under retail. Throughout the years, I learned by trial and error and just try to compile all the information that I have in my head and just lay it out for you guys. Especially for the newer collectors, because I know it could be daunting and very intimidating just looking at the swingman prices, for instance. 110 to 130, that is a lot of money. Then we start rolling through the authentics, 225 for basketball, and then you got NFL jerseys ranging from 300. You got baseball authentics, 400. It is really intimidating. I just want to let you guys know that this hobby doesn't always have to be that crazy expensive. With just a little bit of due diligence, some research, and a little bit of legwork, you can find jerseys for under retail and for the cheap. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to have some links in the description below to places where I personally buy jerseys. I wouldn't recommend it unless I had the utmost confidence in buying at these places. You know, if I wouldn't shop there, why would I recommend it? But also, some of those links in the description will be affiliate links. So basically, if you use the links and, purchase something, I get a little kickback, so it's a little commission. So if you do decide on buying things, I would really appreciate it if you did use it. It helps the channel out and it helps me out. As much as I specialize in NBA jerseys, in theory, you could use these tips and tricks and apply to any type of jerseys. So it could be NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL, MLS, any types of jerseys. And now that I think about it, you can probably apply it to actual clothing too as well. And in the description, I'm gonna have some timestamps so you can kind of skip around different ideas in the video, but I do highly recommend watching it through just so you get a different perspective. Everyone's gonna look at it a little different. This is my perspective, and let's go ahead and get started. The most obvious and most common way people get jerseys for cheap and under retail is waiting for sales. Sales are either gonna be your best friend for buying or your worst enemy in causing you to buy things that you normally wouldn't buy. So it just depends on how you look at it. When it comes to buying jerseys, these big retailers like Fanatics, MLB Shop, NFL Shop, NBA Store, and Nike, especially Nike, they won't always have the biggest deals. So the sales usually go from 15% up until maybe 33%. So 15 to 30. You won't see sales go more than 40%. It's rare occasions, like maybe if a player gets traded and they're just trying to get rid of inventory, you'll see those bigger deals, but they usually stay in between 15 to 30%. If you're looking for the big sales, the big retailers will usually have them spread out and only for the major holidays. So Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Christmas, July 4th sales. So the bigger discounted sales are gonna be on the bigger holidays to encourage spending. There's always gonna be other little sales that are spread out throughout the year for the smaller holidays, but the percentages of savings will be a lot less than these major holidays. For example, you could look at the NBA stuff now. So we're in the off season now, so they're trying to get rid of the older inventory that they have just sitting there because, especially with Nike, they make new stuff every year. So they're trying to get rid of the old stuff, put it on discount. They have these little sales throughout the year just to encourage people to buy it and just get it off the shelves. The unfortunate truth about sales is that the most popular and just high-priced items aren't always going to be included in the sale. So if you read a lot of sale disclaimers, they're going to have, little text that say, oh, new releases are excluded, exclusions will apply. So basically meaning not every item is going to be on sale. For instance, when we take a look at Mitchell & Ness, when they have 30 to 40% off, there's a little asterisk in their sale ads that say exclusions will apply. So with that, new releases and exclusive releases aren't gonna be available for that sale. So Jordan, Kobe, LeBron jerseys never go on sale at Mitchell & Ness. Therefore, sales aren't always gonna be your best friend when it comes to high-priced items or those authentics, because the authentic version jerseys are, retailers want to maximize all the profits they can get, right? So putting the popular things on sale is gonna be a very rare occasion. But sometimes there's little loopholes that you can take advantage of to get some of these really popular jerseys for cheap. It's gonna be promo codes. Promo codes are really easy and simple to use. Usually it's at the end of your checkout screen. There's a little box that says promo code. You put in a promo code and punch it in and then hit apply, and basically gives you a discount on your order. So some of these promo codes that you find online is ridiculous and really helpful. So I don't know how these things come about, but sometimes when you look through forums, you got people putting like former employees promo codes that get discounts, and you can apply it yourself. But if it gets used too many times, they shut down the code real quick. So if you do find a code, try to use it ASAP because codes do expire. When you're shopping online, there's actually a lot of promo codes that are just floating around online. You just gotta do a little legwork and hopefully the promo codes work. So for instance, I go to Coupon Cabin, which I'm gonna have in the description. Basically, you punch in the retail store that you're trying to find and shop at, and it's gonna like combine all the promo codes that have recently worked for that site. So you just kind of type in what? Fanatics, and see if they have a promo code, copy, and try to paste it into your checkout, and see if that promo code works. Or you could use this browser extension called Honey. Not every time I wanna like take all my time and like try to scour the internet and look for codes, but Honey, you basically download it, and when you go to checkout, it'll pop up on your like corner of your screen, and it'll automatically test a bunch of promo codes and see what works. So they basically gather all these promo codes and see what works for you to give you some kind of discount, which makes life a lot easier. It's free to use, and all you have to do is sign up, and it just makes life easier, and it works pretty much for any site. So if there's a promo code out for a particular site, whether it be Nike, it could be like Macy's or something like that, it's gonna scour the internet, combine it all at your checkout, and it's gonna individually test each code to see what works. But easily the best promo code is those employee codes because they usually work on every item on the sites. Especially on Fanatics, when those leak, or the NBA store, those are like the best time to actually buy jerseys just because they work on anything. But like I said earlier, if it gets shut down, you kind of have like a small window. If a lot of people know about the code, you have a small window to buy because they'll shut it down. They'll find it real quick. Let's say, man, within like half an hour to an hour, when they're like seeing so many discounts on the same code, they shut it out real quick. But those promo codes are the hardest to find. Like you either gotta scour through forums or just word of mouth. Someone tells me, I try to tell everybody else. So that's the thing with those promo codes. Those are like super hard and just super rare, but when I do have an opportunity to let people know about some of them, take advantage while you can. It can be a little time consuming, I'm not even gonna lie, but you could really save a lot of dough when you're doing this. And the third step to get jerseys for cheap is honestly searching through the bargain bins, just optimizing your searches. Just by looking at the sales section or during the off season, you know, depending on like what league or what sport you're looking at, you can find some really good deals. Like players that get traded, players that, you know, sign somewhere else, they're gonna be on a heavy discount. And you're looking up to like 40 to 60% off, which is ridiculous, especially if your favorite player is that player that got traded or signed somewhere else. You can easily collect for a really good discount. So right here, when we go to fanatics.com, just by optimizing your search results. So I'm going NBA jerseys. We're gonna do men's. Let's see. And then I'm gonna do jerseys down here. You can see that. So I'm just like narrowing my search. And let's say I want to do swingman jerseys, right? Then you go to sellers. I go lowest price. So there's that little bar right there. You could switch it up to lowest price. And look how many deals you can find. You got Marvin Bagley. So if you're a fan of these players got traded or left in free agency, $34. Ben Simmons, $41. James Harden with the that's not the diamond ones, but $43, $50. You're looking at like 60 to 70% off. Kevin Knox, don't buy that jersey. He didn't do nothing. But look at this. Kristaps Porzingis, $44. When are you gonna find jerseys this cheap? Like literally, man, look at this. Buddy Hield, $43. James Harden City Edition jersey with the diamond embellishment, $52. That is like 60 to 70% off. CJ McCollum, $51. It's a pretty good deal if you really look at it. You can even do it for other sports. So let's say NFL shop right here. So you can see here I put men's jerseys. I kind of already optimized it. I put Nike Elite, which is their authentic version, like the ones that they wear on field. Look at this. $103 for a Khalil Mack jersey. So it's the Nike Elite one. They retail for $325. So you're looking like $350 with tax. $103. He may not be on there, But if you're a fan of Khalil Mack, which I was when he was on the Raiders, $103, it is a crazy steal. Russell Wilson, I mean, even though he went to Denver Broncos, he's always going to be a staple for Seattle. I mean, what he did there and what he did for the community, people love him, right? $324, usually a Nike Elite, $103. If that's not a steal, I mean, it may not, he may not be on the team now, but later down the road, that Russell Wilson jersey is going to be crazy nice. It's going to be a really sick throwback. Carson Wentz, $129. If you like Carson Wentz, yeah, that works. But he was there, I think, one season. And then they got some of these older, like Washington. Well, they're not the Redskins no more. And then I did it with MLB Shop. So I put Nike, men's jerseys. You got Javi Baez. I think he moved teams, right? It's $53. I mean, originally $135 if you're a Baez fan. Look, that's a steep discount. I mean, you can find some pretty good ones, like MLB Shop, NFL Shop, Fanatics, NBA Store. They have these daily deals sometimes as well. Look at it. Usually a $135 jersey, getting it for $94. It's like kind of like a time crunch. They give you a allotted amount of time for these sales, but you can find some pretty good steals way under retail. Like this one right here, they got a daily deal for a Mickey Mantle, $95. This one, as much as I hated that the Arizona Diamondbacks won, Luis Gonzalez, he played lights out, $95, cool ass throwback, $95, that's a steal right there. Essentially, if you look through the sale items, you can find some really good deals, or just optimizing your search and just kind of narrowing it down and changing that little filter to lowest price, you'll see what's at the bottom and how cheap it gets. So, speaking of that Russell Wilson jersey, I got it right here, Nike Elite, $300, it's $100 something bucks, and like I said, it's gonna be a sick throwback in the future. And then, I know, look, we got Ben Simmons here. Ben Simmons Swingman, I got this at Dick's Sporting Goods. I was kind of like searching the bottom of the bottom. I got it for $20. So even if it was $110, and you may crap on Ben Simmons, this guy treats his job like a job. He hates it, but he's making millions and millions and millions of dollars. So can't really hate that, and he's dating a lot of girls. So look, $20, still crazy deal. I mean, dude, let's say hypothetical, he does really well and consistent all-star. This is going to be a dope throwback. Or even if you wanted to burn his jersey, instead of paying $110 to go burn his jersey, $20, you get some good footage. Can't go wrong with that. Another viable option to get jerseys for cheap or under retail prices is going through the secondhand route or looking for used jerseys. So, I know, getting used jerseys could be hit or miss, but if you ask the right questions, you do the right research, you negotiate a little bit, you can get some really good deals for way under retail price. Going through seller marketplaces like eBay, Mercari, Depop, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, there's a whole bunch of selling platforms. Whichever you use, whichever you prefer. If you know how to fake jerseys from afar, you can make a really good collection from just buying used jerseys. There is a couple drawbacks when you do buy from these sellers platforms. For example, there is a ton of fake jerseys that circulate through all these sellers platforms. You can't avoid them. You'll see them. They're just spread out throughout, and it's because they're individual sellers. So it's not like the company selling it. It's each individual seller selling their own stuff, either their personal collection or you're just selling fakes to just make money, things like that. You're gonna run into a whole bunch of that. So if you don't know your stuff or you're newer to the collection, it could be quite difficult. So if you're newer, I kind of do suggest kind of learning what the fakes look like first before you jump into the used market. Another drawback when it comes to buying used jerseys is you might run into some shady sellers. So some sellers don't always disclose if there's a stain or not, or if there's little tears and stuff like that. So I've been burned in the past where I'm like, oh, the pictures look great, and then when I get the jersey and really look at it, I'm like, dang man, I wish they told me. So not everybody's gonna be honest, but to negate that issue, all you have to do is investigate, ask questions. So especially if the seller doesn't give every detailed picture, or if they're kind of just using far away or stock photos, or man, they just don't disclose it in the description. Make sure you ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, and I'd rather you investigate and really put some like work and due diligence to it and make sure that your hard money is not gonna get wasted. So if they use stock photos, ask for some real photos. Ask for some close-ups. All you gotta do is ask. There's a whole bunch of questions you can ask to really just make sure your purchase is good. Or ask simple questions like, is there a flaw to it? Most times after you ask that, sellers will disclose any issues. Oh, there's a little bit of staining, there's some loose stitching. But if they don't, at least you have proof if you do have to return it. Like, hey, this seller lied to me. So those are like really easy questions that you can ask. Quick tip, this is just my experience from buying a whole bunch of stuff from these seller platforms. Try checking and like really looking during the holiday season. So during the holiday season, people are desperate to like get some cash so they can buy gifts for the holidays, right? So some people get a little desperate and they're willing to unload it for a lot less than what they initially listed it for. So I feel like I've noticed people negotiate a little more and are more likely to kind of let go stuff during the holiday season because they want a quick buck so they can turn it around and use it somewhere else. So if you do look for a bunch of like used jerseys, try looking during the holiday season. I've gotten a bunch of steals during the holiday season, and actually probably my best haul from the holiday season. Literally, I've like talked people down like $50 less just so they could kind of just unload the money and get a little bit of quick cash. People seem a little more desperate and just want to just like, hey, here, take it. So, I mean, you're just taking advantage of people's desperation. I know it sounds bad, but if they're willing to unload it a lot less during the holiday season, why not? Ooh, also try thrift stores because man, you can find some really crazy rare gems in the thrift store. Especially, try checking the thrift stores at the wealthier areas. Wealthier neighborhoods, like, I swear the inventory, like, is crazy nice. Because, you know, you got wealthier people donating stuff. So with thrift stores, people donate, either want to just get rid of stuff, and then people go shopping and you can get it for really cheap. So, like, I've found some really good deals at thrift stores. You can, man, I bought jerseys for like $5, $10. And like, it's just old traded players, but $5, $10, it's crazy nice. And depending on the thrift store, it could be cheaper. I got some thrift stores around my area, but they're not that nice. So the inventory, not that good. I mean, I'll check a Ross out and like every now and again, you'll find some like clearance jerseys that no one wants, but hey, if you want it, grab it. But when I go check out San Francisco thrift stores in the wealthier neighborhoods, you got some nice stuff, so. Hey, it just depends. It's a little bit of legwork. It's more like treasure hunting, but every now and again, you'll find some really dope stuff. So just to quickly recap this section, if you're looking for jerseys online on these seller platforms, please be knowledgeable, know what you're looking at, and if you're not, I would kind of stay away from this one till you kind of get that knowledge so you can tell like, okay, that's fake, we stay away from that one, or that one's legit, and let's try to negotiate for that. And then second, you also want to like ask questions. Ask if there's any flaws, any defects to it. If you can negotiate, if you're a good negotiator, you can get some really good deals, especially on these seller platforms. Try thrift stores, wealthy areas, and yeah, that's this section here. Going back to the last section, especially if you're a newer collector and you need help when you're buying on these seller platforms and you're like, is it legit or not, right? Join Facebook groups. So, Jersey Facebook groups, there's a whole bunch of them. You join the group and then maybe ask that question like, hey, is this legit or not? Some people will help, some people won't. I don't know. But at least it's a resource that maybe somebody can like give you some reassurance. Shameless plug. I do have a Discord group where I'm just trying to curate a community of positive Jersey heads that, you know, if you need help or you want to communicate with amongst each other, it's super helpful. Like, I have people on the little chat like asking, oh, does it look legit? And everyone's so helpful and so positive, and they're just like trying to just help each other out. So I do want to like create a community like that. Or if you wanted to hit me up, you could also DM me for legit checks. I'll just try to like answer as many as I can. Email, I have my work email. I'm gonna put it in the description. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook as well. So you got a couple different places where you can message me, or if you want to join that community, I'll have that that link in the description. Another way to get jerseys for cheaper and under retail is easily signing up for these rewards programs. So a lot of the bigger retail stores have rewards programs. And I used to shop like this. I would check out as guest. And honestly, you're missing out. Just signing up for rewards, it's an easy way to keep track of your orders, keep track of what you buy, but also get rewards program perks. Each retailer has their own like rewards program structure, but the most common one that I do see is like a structure where the more you spend, the more points or cash that you can accumulate and then discount it on your next purchase. So that's a really cool feature. Just by signing up for Dick's Sporting Goods, every now and again I'll get like a 10%, 15% off like discount. They just send it to me in the mail and I'm like, oh cool, you want me to shop there, I'll do it. Or Hibbett Sports has that pay structure where the more you spend, their rewards program is pretty nice because you can stack a really fat discount on it. I'm gonna have to show you guys in another video, but that's a really good one. Nike, every now and again you'll get like, what is it, on my birthday they send me like a 20% off, and then you can use that coupon on their site. So just by signing up and using that reward structure, if they have it, you can get things for way cheaper or get really cool discount codes. So like I said before, I used to just shop as like checkout as guest. I don't get nothing, absolutely nothing. So just by signing up, you get little perks here and there and just find out about sales. So that just makes it two birds with one stone. And if you got this far in the video, I'm gonna show you where I get some of my jerseys for really cheap. I hope nobody from like the NBA store or Nike sees it and they're like, oh, we gotta change it. But I'm just trying to help out. So when you shop at the NBA store, they have the NBA store, right? That's what you know. They have international subdivisions. And usually when you're like looking at NBA store Europe, you'll find that a lot of the jersey prices are a lot higher because they also got to get imported to the US, right? But sometimes they sell jerseys for really cheap. I guess they don't move like jersey inventory as fast as they do in the US. So some of these jerseys sit for a minute and they put it on like major heavy discounts. So like things that you will see for like $225, like a normal authentic jersey, you'll find sometimes for like $150. That's $100 off. Shipping is a little more, depending on where you're at, and you do have to wait like 2 to 3 weeks, and you know, it just varies. Sometimes it's a month, on rare occasions, but you can find some really good steals. Also, they have other subdivisions, so it's not just NBA Store Europe. You can check out NBA Store Australia. So I tend to like shop there. $60 swingmans instead of like $120, $130. I don't know why prices get like are like that, but hey, take advantage while you can. Hopefully they never see it and fix it, but it's a really good place to find some of these NBA jerseys that get released, and you'll get it for like way cheap. It does come with the drawback of waiting, and it's probably harder to return. Let's say you have an issue. That's probably I've never had to return one, so I don't know, but I'm guessing you can't really return it internationally because that would be like a whole, I feel like you'd have to pay a lot, right? But besides those drawbacks, it's like, I weigh out the pros and cons. Getting it dirt cheap, like half off, 40, 30% off, it's a good deal. If you found that helpful, and especially for the people that don't subscribe to the channel, because I know I've talked about it in past videos, I'll have some affiliate links in the description. Click that link, it brings you directly there, but I do get a little commission and kickback to it, so I'm telling you my secrets. Come on now. It's a trade-off. And we made it to the last way to get jerseys for cheap or way under retail. It's going to be the most unconventional way, but you'll get the biggest discounts and always consistently get these discounts. So if you have some extra time or need a job, try to work for these team stores. Try to work for Fanatics, the NBA store, Nike, whatever retailer that you like usually shop at. Try to work for them because you'll get employee discounts. Employee discounts differ from company to company, but working for a team store, I've had a couple buddies throughout the United States that confirmed this for me, and on my local Golden State Warriors team shop. Like, I had an old coworker, I didn't even know he worked there. Man, that would have like saved me some money, right? But I saw him on IG and he said he was quitting, and I got to talking with him. 40% off. And what's the kicker? Since it's under like the NBA umbrella, maybe Nike or Fanatics, whatever umbrella, company umbrella it is, Basically, he could get discounts 40% off at Fanatics. So working at the Golden State Warriors team shop, getting 40% online on Fanatics, it is crazy. Like, and I've confirmed with other people that work in different team stores across different states, 40% off is crazy. Getting a consistent 40% discount is probably the biggest discount and like the best deal that you could get. You're trading off your time to work, but if you're collecting, you're getting things damn near half off, which is crazy. I hope they have restrictions set in place where you can't abuse the code or, buy so many and then try to resell them. Well, hopefully they have that, right? But if you could get that discount code of being an employee, it could be quite lucrative and you can build a crazy, crazy collection. Way back when, I used to have a friend that worked at Nike and he would get 30 to 40% off. And so I would hit him up and then just grab stuff for that discount. Getting that discount consistently must be nice if you're an employee. I mean, you don't have to ever wait for sales or random promo codes to drop. You can, if you need something, I'll buy it. 30, 40% off. Man, you're saving a ton of money. And that's pretty much it, guys. This is every exact way that I find jerseys for way cheap or under retail. So if you guys find this video helpful, entertaining, be sure to like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I drop videos like this or sales, new releases, whatever video I drop, I'd really do appreciate it. So, hey, thanks again for watching, guys, and on to the next video. Peace.